Let's see where. Now I don't remember where they are. Banner, ticker. At least we'll get rid of that one for them, and we'll turn our sponsor ticker on. But now we've got their design, not my design or theme or whatever. I really should have thought of this earlier. I don't.
Here we are.
Yeah, about being live, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just remembered that I don't have my background or any of my stuff up running, and I'm running their pale yellow instead of what I normally do. That should be in the theme. I thought I've got the right logo up there. And apparently TJ is in the wrong instance of the Melon app. All right. Hopefully he will find it quickly. All right. And I am going to hit. Oh, we're live. We've been live for a minute and a half, and I've been just sitting here yapping like I had not started the broadcast. Okay.
So I was going to point that out. You were listed live, but on the actual stream, it's not actually streaming anything.
It's not.
Oh, no, my thing was paused. My thing was paused. Yeah.
I'm looking at some of the comments, and it looks like it was. So
yes, it was.
All right. And we've got some comments coming in. Well. That's an awful deep subject for a shallow-minded person. Yeah, that was one of my dad's favorites, by the way. I just had to throw that out there in favor of the old man because he liked to say that. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, that's all right. You corrected yourself. That's fine. We expect a little misbehavior from the gun snob. That's just kind of his thing. Nice Stratocaster. So the Strat that is over my right shoulder is a 1993 Mexican Fender Stratocaster that it's actually, I just like 7 minutes ago, I was sitting in the guitar studio portion of my office. Just play something, hang it up, play another one. Hang it up, grab another one. It was like I was at a guitar store trying to figure out what I liked. And that's kind of how it's working is I need to list some more guitars for sale. So I'm at the point of trying to figure out, okay, what do I really want to keep and what am I willing to get rid of? So that Stratocaster is already gone, so to speak. My friend Bill that goes to some of the firearms events with us, his son Ben is wanting to learn how to play guitar. So Bill is, we got a trade worked out where I'm going to get some parts for the Humvee and he's going to get that guitar and an amp and some stuff for his son Ben. But that's a nice one. And I was just playing two other Fender Strats trying to decide what do I want to keep, what do I want to get rid of. I don't know. Time for this show again. Yes. Mystic Guns, it is time for this show again. I know it's a highlight of your week. And so I got to tell you that we've got a bit of a challenge going on right now in that your boyfriend, Mystic, TJ, has apparently logged into the wrong instance of the show. He sent me a note in Facebook saying, hey, where are you? Why aren't you here? Well, apparently he's in the wrong one. So Matthew found the correct one. I found the correct one. I don't know what's up with TJ. He hadn't found it yet. So maybe you can send him a text because I know you text him secretly. You just don't tell your husband. So I'm not trying to throw you under the bus here or anything. I think it's common knowledge. So anyhow, or your girlfriend, TJ's wife, you can send her a note and say, hey, tell your husband to log into the right one. I don't claim TJ. Yeah, no one really claims him, but you know, people cling to him anyway, or he clings to them. I don't know. Oh, he found us.
I heard you. I heard the whole
Found
thing.
us. All right. Yeah, I knew. Yeah. And the gun snob's like, wait, what? So, Mr. Komar, welcome to the program. If you
Thank
weren't
you.
familiar already, we don't just wreck marriages here because, by the way, Mystic Guns right there, the gun snob, before the show, they were happily married. Now, I don't even know, but
Happily.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you have a little trouble finding us tonight, TJ?
I went on and I tried to do that. Tried to get to the other screen where I can control stuff to the Teams page.
Yeah.
And it was just a mess. I was like, all right, I got to go back. I thought it was there.
So you have no power today?
No power.
All right. Honcho Fett's here with the appropriate number of views. We appreciate that. And he has been recognized because Mystic, she gives attention to pretty much any guy except her husband during this program. Yeah. Wow. Coming from both of them.
We're watching it unfold right in front of our eyes.
It's like a train wreck.
God,
and I can say that since, last month or a month before, was it last month? Yeah, it was last month. It was the beginning of July. There was the train that I was going to get on wrecked 2 days before I got on it to come back from New Mexico. And so I used the phrase, train wreck a lot more openly and freely before that. After that happened, I was like, oh, I got to be careful when I say train wreck now. Yeah. All right. So we've had lots of pleasantries out there in the comments. We appreciate that. All the interactivity. What platforms are we on tonight? I don't even remember. I can tell you that, was it last week that I moved us over to the new Gear Report Firearms channel?
Yeah.
Didn't bother to tell anyone. Just didn't even put it on the main Gear Report YouTube.
I was getting text messages like, where are you guys at? I can't find it.
Yep. Yeah, that was on me. That was poorly thought out.
Subscribe to Gear Report Firearms. Deal with it. Then you'll get all the notifications.
I think, I'm not positive, but I believe that I scheduled it to be on both of the Gear Report YouTube channels tonight.
That would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah. So, wow, even Crystal with the appropriate number of yos. That's nice. Yeah. So I don't know what you guys think, but to me, I think it kind of shows some commitment from the audience if they're willing to track us down and find us from week to week. You know what? We've got what, 3-4 channels? We got the regular Gear Report channel, the main channel. We've got Camping Gear Report. We've got Gear Report Guitars, and we've got Gear Report Firearms. So that's 4.
I guess I subscribe to. I should subscribe to the guitar one. I guess I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you did this morning.
I did.
I saw it come through. I was like, "What just happened?"
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't turn on notifications though, so I'm fine.
You are. Anyhow, so I already welcomed Mr. Komar to the show. I would like to officially extend a welcome to TJ as well.
Well, thank you, sir.
I kind of skipped that part.
That's all right.
I used to be good at tracking. Now I'm just lazy. Yeah. Hey, there's a fine line between lazy and efficient, in my opinion. So the typical agenda for the show, typically we're going to talk about recently published reviews and stuff that's in the upcoming review queue, and then just the general shit shooting portion of the show. Because I still have got like 6 or 7 articles in the queue, I actually edited 3 or 4 today. I came to a point, I was like, oh, this is going to take some more work. Let me see if I can get another one done real quick so that we'll have something we'll have something to talk about tonight. And every one, I was like, oh, no, that one's going to need some more work. So, and then...
Oh, that must be mine. Jeez.
I think I got yours. And then someone bought a guitar. Do I have it? Oh, I should probably show that one at some point because it's going to go out the door
Sure,
tomorrow.
we've seen them all.
I don't know if you've seen. Yeah, it was hanging on the wall for a while. You've probably seen that one. I know you want to see it again. But anyhow, I got busy with that. And then next thing I know, I'm like, oh, it's time to go fire the show up. So I didn't get anything published. I do apologize for that. I can tell you unequivocally that there are at least 5, probably more like 7 articles in the pending queue. Pending is when an author thinks that it's ready to be published and they submit it, so then an editor can go in and review and see if it looks good. Then they can hit the button and publish it. If it needs editing, then it may go back to the author. It may just get some editing. Who knows? But there are no less than 7 in the editing queue, and they will be published soon. But
I've got another one getting ready to go in there too. So
that's awesome. Yeah, and I've got a couple that I've been working on, a couple of my own as well, and I've got some more I need to do. But what I have done is I have put up some videos. Did I publish any longer form videos? I don't think I did in the last week. I think maybe before the last show I published one of the Philmont backpacking videos, but I've got like 50 gigs worth of video from Tuesday when I went out with the U.S. Army and did their Robin Sage training exercise again. So it's the second time I've done that, and it really is cool. So I'm going to encourage you, if that sounds remotely interesting to you, if you're not subscribed to the Gear Report YouTube channel, or especially the Gear Report Firearms YouTube channel, click the notification on those, because I'm scheduling these to drop. Next couple days will be twice a day, and then it'll probably drop back to once a day. But I don't even know how long that's going to last. I've got a lot of videos that we're going to share there. And this time it was kind of neat because I did some things I hadn't done the first time. So they let me go to they call it the cadre camp is what they called it. And I'm telling you, when you see the video walkthrough of this place, it looks exactly like what you would expect. So first I should back up and say, what is Robin Sage? It's the for I think they said it's for the Green Berets when they go through training to become Green Berets. The final test is this Robin Sage exercise where they go out in the field and they simulate the things that they will do in real life. So what they do is, like, they may go into a country that's having, kind of some Civil War type stuff, and team up with one side and help train them and equip them to win over the bad guys on the other side. So they simulate that, and they have good guys, the guerrilla forces that they train. They have the opposing force, the bad guys that their guerrillas and the army guys are fighting against, and then they bring in role players like me who. So far, all I've done is drive my Humvee for them, and they don't let me. It's not they don't let me. They've never asked me, like, here, take a gun and run around and fire it with us. They're running around with the M16s and 249s and 240s firing blanks. And I suspect that if I said, hey, can I have one? They might let me use one.
They jump up in the turret one time.
Well,
don't ask for permission.
I have. So it's hard to do when I'm driving. But for example, on the missions this Tuesday, we had 4 assaults, and I was there for 3 of them because, I drive, and as we're rolling up to the building that they're taking, the gun in the turret starts firing, and then they'll tell me go over here and then stop, and then everyone jumps out and they're running in and they're popping smoke everywhere, and tons of gunfire, and it sounds and feels like you're in a real battle. They're just only firing blanks. But then we go down a road in and pull up beside a field, and they're like, all right, can you park the truck over here in the shade? I'm like, this is interesting. They must think we're going to be here for a while. And then 2 Black Hawk helicopters come in and land in the field, and there were 2 Humvees. So Lars, driving the other one, had basically a little squad with him, and then in my Humvee we had another one, and that's how they split up. One squad went to one, and I don't know if they call themselves a squad, whatever, but one group went to one helicopter, the other went to the other one, and my buddy Lars got to go with them, and they flew about 10 minutes, landed, they got out, did an assault. So the scenario they were doing, apparently they're supposed to be trying to kill a general. And I don't know if they actually caught him and executed the general on that mission, or if it was the next one where we got in the trucks and drove to another place. But at some point, I hope they got him. I'm not even sure if they got him, but I think they probably did. But that's what we were doing all day, is chasing, trying to catch up with this guy. I don't know how much I'm supposed to tell about this, but because they use the same kind
Probably
of
too much.
scenario over and over. So I don't want to ruin it for anyone who is going to go through the training.
Your screen just goes black.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what happened to Jeff?
Yeah, I'll get a text that says, hey, we're not inviting you back. You're uninvited to come back. But anyhow, that from the civilian standpoint, it was kind of neat. I thought it was an interesting juxtaposition that this is the government, right? This is like one of the most armed segments of our government. And, our government seems to be pretty unfriendly to guns lately. They go hop in the helicopters and fly away, and they leave me and Lars's friend John there with stacks of machine guns and the Humvees. And then we were completely unsupervised. And I actually posted, I don't know if it posted or if it's scheduled, where I'm walking around like, hey John, you realize they left us alone with these, right? Yeah, but it was kind of neat. So I shot a bunch of video. I climbed up in the turrets, and that's not, I did that in front of them too. I mean, they're pretty cool about it, as long as you don't do anything overtly dangerous. I've been there a couple times now, so they trust me. They know I'm not going to do anything too stupid. So
there you go.
So that was kind of neat. But anyhow, on the Gear Report YouTube channel and on the Gear Report Firearms, actually that one I was talking about just dropped 3 hours ago on the Gear Report Firearms channel, and I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna bring that screen up. You've seen before that. Let's see. Let's go to. We'll just do that whole screen. No, we'll do it like that. All right, so this one.
Look at all that.
It'll probably be choppy like it was when we showed a video last time. But let's see, is this going to make it bigger? I don't know if that helps.
You have too many tabs open there, buddy.
I actually don't have a ton of tabs open right now. Yeah, this may not work. But I'm right at the edge of what my internet can handle. That may be all you get to see is the helicopters. So that's the helicopters taking off.
Go to the YouTubes and watch it, people.
Then we move back to the trucks and show all the guns. So if you want to see how all this plays out, you're just going to have to go watch it. But at least I brought it up so you can see Gear Report Firearms. That's what you're looking for, is like our little round Gear Report symbol, only it's the red one that says firearms under it. So we have a green one for camping, blue for guitars, orange for the regular Gear Report channel. And I feel like I'm forgetting one.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that does not want to keep up. So, which typically means that my kids are streaming and the wife is streaming, and that's that. And my internet is I have just enough to do the show. All right,
Barely.
so that's what I've been doing.
Barely.
And I was supposed to get another 240, 249 mount for the Humvee, and it hasn't come in yet. And it is such a shame because they had extra guns, and they really wanted to put one on the pedestal in the bed of the truck.
Oh yeah.
And I only had one cradle. I only had one gun
down.
mount. And I'm like, guys, you're the Army. You have the machine guns. Are you seriously telling me you can't get the gun mounts? So for the
That's what they're
next one,
saying.
I think I'm going to tell them ahead of time. If I haven't gotten the new one by then, I'm going to tell them when they reach out and say, hey, here's the date. We say, okay, we're a month out at this point. You have time to talk to someone to bring some gun mounts.
You've got
I
one
will
lying
tell
around
you,
somewhere.
I will tell you what you need to bring, or you just put me in contact with the person. I'll talk to them and we'll figure out what you need to bring. But then we can load up. I can have 3 machine guns on the truck while we're driving around. And the neat thing's like we're driving through town. There's a little small town, Denton, North Carolina, that we're cruising through. I mean, we were rolling heavy. I had 3 inside, 1 in the turret, and I think 4 in the back. Like we were loaded.
People are like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Oddly, people didn't even like stop. I've had before where I'm just out driving my truck and I don't have a gun mounted. I'm just driving the Humvee and I'll come up to like a traffic circle or a 4-way stop and people are waving me like, no, please just go. Like, really? But then when we've got these special forces guys and everyone has machine guns and we have a mounted machine gun behind the shield on the roof, and people just look at us like, whatever. And they, yep.
Typical Tuesday.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's kind of redneckville down there. So if we were in a big city, Chicago or something, oh my goodness, there'd be some people running and some people shooting at us probably. That would have been bad because all we had were blanks.
A bunch of them would have gone code brown, though. I guarantee it.
100%.
I'd have gone code brown because everyone was wearing. Actually, special forces guys run pretty light. But they were all wearing at least plate carriers. And I was like about the only person there not wearing a plate carrier. And I'll be honest with you, it was like 90 degrees out. And
you were happy about it.
I have a few plate carriers. I had choices. I could have grabbed something. I keep one right beside my bed. I mean, it's not like it's difficult to find a plate carrier to put on in my house. I could have done it. I was like, man, it's going to be hot out there. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip it because I'm just driving.
Yeah.
But I talked to the company that runs all the contractors for the opposing force and the good guy, the guerrilla fighters, and I may get hired on to do. They do 2-week stints where you go out. It's like big boy LARPing, where you go out and do that. So, but you actually get paid a reasonable amount. So I may get to do that moving forward. And if that's the case, I am going to have to dig out some. I am going to have to dig out some of my gear and get kitted up before I go. I know it. Dust it off. It's not like I was in the Army and actually used it. I was in the Air Force. We didn't have plate carriers. I'm sure there were some people who did. Okay, so that's what I've been up to with the Robin Sage exercise, and there's going to be lots and lots of really neat video clips and content coming out about that. So, Matthew, what do you want to talk about? We appreciate you being here. I've talked like nonstop so far this show. So
freaking yapping away over there.
I'm going to pause and let you get whatever you want to say. The floor is yours.
I just wanted to come and see what we had going on here.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you what your first impression is now that we're into the show. Sometimes we have a very packed and we're doing like interviews with brands and it's very structured and we really dig in. And other times we just kind of ramble and talk about whatever we want. So I think I mentioned this camera the last time.
You showed us.
And I hadn't used it yet. Like I walked around the house a little and I wasn't really that impressed. But I drove around in the Humvee and I got out and walked around with it and controlled it with the app while I was walking around, as well as the GoPro. I did some neat.
It's going to be
GoPro.
It's going to be a shot show game changer right there.
It might be. I don't know. So wearing it while we were out with gunfire, it has a little speaker right here that sits right above your ear, and go figure. I can't really I can't effectively wear ear pro with this, but I did it anyway. And of course I didn't remember my ear pro. I had my Bluetooth headset so I could listen to music on the way there because Humvee's super loud. It doesn't have a radio, so I have to play music off of my phone.
Beautiful.
So I just wore the Bluetooth headset, except for the one time as we're pulling in for the assault. And the guy kept telling me, he's like, no, get in there. Go, go, go. I'm like, I've driven. He didn't know. I knew where we were going. He didn't know where we were going. And he's like, go this way, go that way. And he wasn't even sure, but he said, but go faster. But which way? I'm not sure, but go faster. And I'm like, all right, I know where we're going. And
I want to go fast.
Yeah. But until he was certain, I didn't want to just charge into the middle of something. Because the place we were going to assault was behind a family's house. We go down their driveway and we get to the part of the driveway where their garage is on the right, and it's like the little pad where they turn to get in the garage. That's it. The road ends. I knew that we hang a left and drive right down this little gap between the cornfield and their fence. And, if the truck's 8 feet wide, it's 9 feet from the corn to the fence. There's very little margin for lateral movement here. So I knew that's where we were going. I knew if we went as fast as he wanted, I'd either be in the fence or in the cornfield at some point. So I was trying to go at appropriate speed.
I mean, you're in a Humvee.
Yep.
Fence,
I know.
cornfield, whatever.
No.
But I just painted it. I didn't want to have to. I painted it, a couple months ago for a car show. I didn't want to have to do it again. So, but anyhow, I did wear this, and I got some pretty good footage. But the part that I thought it was BS is it says right here where it's all washed out from the light. It says 4K gimbal, and I looked at it. I'm like, there's not a gimbal in here. But then when I had it turned on, it was actually while they were off doing the air assault in the helicopters, and we're just kind of killing time. I took it off. I'm looking at it, and while it was turned on, the little lens thing in there was moving around on 2 axes, and I'm like, it does have a gimbal. That wasn't just some Chinesium that they wrote on the outside of because some of these companies that makes electronics, they'll put anything on the package, and
it has a gimbal. Yeah, when you turn your head, it gimbals.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of 4K video, and the audio was okay, and it was reasonably stabilized, and so some of that's going to come out. I hadn't done anything. I think I've only posted stuff off of the iPhone so far, and my GoPro had a memory problem. The little micro SD card kept choking. It'd get 6 or 7 seconds, and then it would choke, and I don't know why. So I'm gonna have to throw that card away and get a different one. But I actually have a clamp. I put it on the brush guard on the front bumper facing back at the truck. So when the 240 up in the turret started going, I get some glorious, shots.
Oh yeah.
The shell stumping.
Yeah, it just kept dying. And I posted one where you can see the empty brass and then the links laying all over the hood, where it was after that last assault where they were where this guy was just throwing down fire on the whole one side of the building, and it was right over the hood, so all the empties were falling right on there, and
Nice.
and so much smoke. Wait till you see that one. I don't know if I've uploaded that one yet, but there are a couple where there's a lot of smoke, and it's like, man, it really feels like there was a real battle going on. But that guy, it was also funny when we were leaving there. I knew we were done, and we were just going to the place where they take the guns back, off the truck. He thought they were still doing like mission stuff, so he's like, "Go, go, go!" But there were dead guys laying around, but they weren't really dead. They were the bad guy opposing force who had been killed in the battle, killed in the battle, and they're laying there. And he's like, "Go, go, go!" And I'm like looking around, like, I'm going to run over these people. I know to you they're dead, but in actuality, they're faking dead. I'm like, you don't realize this is an exercise, right?
If I run over them, they will be.
Yeah. So he's like, "Go, go, go!" Like, people on the ground, I have to weave around them, and then I can go. But also, I knew, while he thought it was urgent, it really wasn't urgent, because I knew where we were going next. He just didn't know where we were going next. Or
And everybody's showing up in the chat now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling some Mystic love.
Are you?
Love you, Mystic.
Oh, from this one. Yep. We're going to talk about Rod here in a little bit. I saw something he posted that was kind of neat. I was like, "Oh my God, has TJ seen that yet?" Rod was showing off a new toy that he got, and I was like, "Oh, that looks awesome." So we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, Crystal Flying Rich, overachieving with the appropriate number of
always
yos, and the question that he always asked, purely to remind me that he sat beside me and didn't even know who I was.
Still cracks me up every time.
Yeah, Rod. So Rod, well, let's talk about that. Do you want to talk about it? You know what it is, TJ.
Yeah, it's one of these those beer cap shooters.
Yeah.
You pop the beer cap off with it and shoot the beer cap.
Yeah. So basically, you're loading the beer cap gun.
Yep.
And in the process, you've opened a bottle of beer.
You get to open a bottle of beer.
You have to dispose of that. Yeah. That's the byproduct. You have to dispose of that bottle of beer in order to get the cap to be able to shoot it.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
the more caps you need, the more beers you have to drink. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of the downside, or is it?
No, it's not. Except I drink a lot of canned beer, so.
Oh.
I just have to switch the cans and throw at them.
So you have a kegerator behind you, right?
Yeah.
Have you given up on the kegerator?
No, I got to get a new keg.
Oh.
We're going to the Keys, so I thought it was useless to get a new keg before I left for the Keys.
That's good thinking.
Yeah, see,
you've always got the strategy in mind. I like that.
It's always a drinking strategy too.
Yeah. All right, so when we're broadcasting, I'm telling you, trying to pull up web pages on the other screen takes forever. It doesn't want to load when I think we have limited bandwidth. I will put here's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to post eventually when it loads. I'm going to post a link to the cap gun bottle opener. You know what, I'm just going to use this link right here.
Write it on a notepad and just.
It's not set up the way I'd like to, but you know what?
That's where we're at now. That's the show.
Yep.
The best you get.
So go check that out. I hear there's a rumor that it's way cool, dude.
It is. It is way cool.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Right. Let's see what else we have here. We've got that. Oh, look at that. Matthew's fan club is in the house.
That's right. Hey, Jeff, your video is stuttering, but TJ's is not. Can TJ share the links?
I have no power.
Right.
I mean, I might be able to share screen, but then Jeff would have to do it, and it would be
right.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of delay between mouths moving and words. Are you guys seeing that with me?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's probably my end. And whoever's clicking something, we need to stop. Yeah. My head's going to explode at some point. I'll just start twitching.
Yeah.
That's like, what do they call it? The fidget spinners? You know,
That's right.
I got one of my kids is like, no, but it helps me get my energy out. It helps me get my anxiety out. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. It passes your anxiety
just
to
transfers
everyone
it.
around you. Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah.
So
Like, yeah. What's the problem?
makes
with
me
that?
feel better.
Works
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody cares
So-
about dad.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is.
So the link is going to go to this, but y'all have to go look that up on your own. Switching to bottles only. I have been saying, man, how many years have I been saying I got to start drinking again? And
I'm just saying, Jeff, SHOT Show's coming up,
oh my gosh, I'm gonna write it on my list now.
and I've got the Keys trip, so I should be primed after that one. And then
All right.
You know.
So I wrote it on my to-do list here. Like every good to-do list, it's on the back of an envelope. So
listen, alcohol is a wonderful thing. I've been married for 27 years
yeah,
because of alcohol.
yeah. I keep saying I'm going to do it, but it's like, when do I have time? So maybe I'm
Right
just
now.
going to have to make time right now.
Right now.
Yeah. That would
This is my
potentially
second one.
take the show from a little bit train wreck-ish to like full on off the rails, which could be good for views. Who
I'm
knows?
just saying.
Full
All about the
send.
views.
Full
It's all about the
send.
views, Jeff.
It's all about the views.
Mhm.
All right.
So Jeff always says, if you're going to do something stupid, make sure the camera's running.
Well, that is the rule. And
It is.
and you know what's funny is last year when I went on the big backpacking trip, people responded to that fairly well. And there were a few times when they say, hey, is the camera running? When they're about to do something, like, hey, is the camera running? Just in case, they wanted to be sure that I caught it if it went astray. This summer, when I did the 2-week backpacking trip, there were a few times that I caught the little sideways glance from people like, oh crap, he's got the camera out. Like they knew we're walking across a log,
Somebody's
across
going to bust their
a
ass.
stream, and they're looking at the water and the log, and they're looking at me, and it's like, I'm going to make them fall in the water just because I have the camera out. They're going to be so worried and nervous. So I just turn it off, and I had a little clip on my shoulder strap. I'd just clip it. I'd make sure they heard it click when it back, because I hike at the back, usually.
Oh, I'd have been like, wait. Okay, go ahead. Go.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't be nervous. It's fine.
Yeah. It worked out last year. One of the guys, he fell in the water, and I happened to be recording when he fell in, and it was glorious.
I used to do that to my long jumpers when I was doing that. I'd make them jump over a hurdle because they would always jump flat instead of getting height.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, we're going to record this. And they're like, no, don't record it, coach. And sure enough, foot caught, face in the sand. I'm like, look at that. Isn't that funny? And they're like, coach, you better delete that. I'm like, oh, sure I will.
Yeah.
One day.
Post it.
Yeah.
Delete it as
It was
soon
pre-TikTok.
as Oh, yeah. I hear you. All right. So, TJ, what do you want to talk about? What cool and interesting stuff do you have on the way?
Oh,
you got the saltwater arms is in the pending queue, right? No? Okay.
I'm finishing. That's the one I'm finishing up. I'm going to send it, the Wolfpack Armory.
Oh, that one.
The CSR 556.
That's been in there for like a week and a half, and that's on me for not getting to it yet. So sorry about that.
That's fine. The saltwater arms Barracuda is coming in. I did the old beach photo shoot the other day, so I get the rest of my cool photos coming in, and then I've got the Taurus, the TX22 competition, DB9, and the DVG1.
Yeah.
And I'm out of guns.
I've seen where they're getting closer, That's the editorial view where I can, as the editor, when I log into WordPress, I can see last time people have updated things.
Yeah, and then I keep
Like,
adding new crap.
Keeps doing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'll go in and work on 4 or 5 at a time sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and I see that. Yeah, and I keep. Yeah, I don't even want to. I just keep bringing more stuff in, and I'll get some videos up. But I really need to do more written reviews. But then I'll do things like I didn't get to it today, so maybe
Whatever
tomorrow
makes
this will happen. But I don't like the way my studio is set up. Like, I've got good lighting and good microphones and a decent camera, but I don't like the way the backdrop sits and everything. So I really want to move things around and see if I can kind of up it to the next level.
I'm in the same boat. I need to be here, but everything. Then I can't like reach anything, the mouse or anything.
Oh, because you're back too far. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this is where I want everything. But so
yeah,
you scooch forward now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so I may move those things around, but that's the kind of thing I'm doing. Like, I went out and played Army for a day. Well, I could have got all those all those articles edited and published if I didn't go drive around and play Army for the day. But seriously, do I regret?
No,
of course not.
You gotta do some fun stuff once in a while. If not, it's a drudgery, man.
Yeah.
I'm going. Do I need to go to the Keys? No. Oh, but I'm going.
Yeah, and
right.
so this weekend we've got Saturday. All right, where'd my phone go? Saturday, I've got the Cars and Coffee in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, if you happen to be in Central North Carolina, it's Morrisville, not Mooresville by Charlotte, Morrisville, which is basically Research Triangle Park around the Raleigh-Durham area off of Page Road, I think, on the north side of I-40 is, I said north side, I meant south side, didn't I? Yeah, not the airport side, the other side. They have the Cars and Coffee. Morrisville is Saturday mornings from like 8 to noon or something like that. And Gear-Report's one of the sponsors. We'll have the Humvee, and we'll have one of the big military tents set up there that I would be happy to load in someone's car and let them take.
You still have some of those?
$10. I do. I have a few, and I think Ruben is probably going to get one when we go to the Iraq veteran event in one or two.
Bring up another one.
And Dustin keeps threatening to get some for his camp, so I may have to ship some out.
Probably need some. He could use some over there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that if you're not aware of Dustin Ellerman was the Top Shot TV show season 3 champion, and he runs a marksmanship camp out in what is it called? I can't remember the name of the town now.
PFE.
Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere in Texas. He runs a marksmanship camp where he does tons of cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
Out there. Like, I want to go to the camp at some point myself, and he runs it for kids. Sometimes he'll let adults go as well, but it looks awesome. I really want to go out there for that. And
kind of an adult.
He's told me a couple times, you still got those tents. I may have to buy some. So let me know. I'll put them on some pallets and ship them to you. So anyhow, that's ostensibly that's why we go to Cars and Coffee, is so that I can display a tent with a for sale sign and maybe someone will buy one. No one's bought one yet, but it's crazy hot out. You would think that I'm going to set it up, and I may take the misting system to go up under it.
There you go.
People can get under it with a bunch. I need to make so I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. Is make a bunch of new signs to put all over it to say, this could all be yours for the bargain price of $500 for the tent. And I
throw the misting system in for free.
No, I'm not going to do that. It's an awesome misting system.
It is.
Battery pack and everything. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So
the one you had down here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
Yep. I really like it. So I got to get all that stuff ready to take the truck. So I may not get to redo the studio. It'll probably look just like this next week because I haven't got to it yet. But my kids were complaining. They came up and used it. So there's another thing we can talk about. We talked about cars and coffee. I got to talk about what I'm going to do after that. I can't forget. I made a note on my list to start drinking. We may have to talk about that some more.
There you go.
Because frankly, I'm unsure how I'm going to pull that off, how I'm going to fit that in the schedule. But so Tuesday night, I was up here. Monday night. It was Monday night because Tuesday's when I went and played Army. So Monday night, I'm up here waiting for it to cool off outside enough that I can go out and finish getting the Humvee ready because I had swapped two of the doors. So on the passenger side, I took the full armored doors with the ballistic glass. I took them off, and I say armor, the very light armor, but I took
Faux
them off.
armor.
Yeah. The farmer doors, the faux armor doors. I took the 75 pounds each doors off and
It's a workout.
Side, and I put the little lightweight half doors on. You know, they only come out halfway, and I do that because it looks cool and it's easier to get in and out, and they're not going to mess up my expensive doors. The big doors are like $1,000 a piece or more, so I'd rather risk the little aluminum ones that cost less. But also I have a swing arm for the front passenger door where we can mount a machine gun if I had enough machine gun mounts. Like I've got the arm, I just need the little cradle that goes on it. I still thought maybe I could borrow one from a friend because, you know, everyone should have friends who have vehicle machine gun mounts, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't have that specific one that I needed, so I ended up not needing it. But I'd already changed two of the doors, so I went out to change the other two. And as I'm about to go out, and I'm watching the clock, I'm like, I'm going to run out of time. I got other stuff I have to do to the truck. I got to bolt some things down in the back, and I want to put the pedestal in the back and all these other things I was going to do. And my son comes up and says, "Hey, did you get the text I sent?" And I look, and it's like 40 minutes earlier. And no, I hadn't seen it yet. Let me read it. It's like, oh, well, we want to start a podcast and talk about, like he described as like nerdy stuff, like comic books and, you know, the movie and TV shows and everything that go with them and anything like that. And,
all right.
and one of the kids that just went to a Comic-Con over the weekend. And I said, yeah, okay, great. Yeah, think through how you want to do it, and I'll help you. You can use some of my tools. You can use my broadcast space, and yeah, just let me know when you'd like to do that. And he's like, how about 15 minutes? I'm like, what?
Like I have other stuff to do.
Like, you don't think that this is the kind of thing we might plan ahead a little bit? And he's like, oh. Well, we've been talking about it. Like, well, you didn't talk to me about it, but it's like, okay, fine. I'll get you set up real quick, and then I'll go out. And so while I was out working on the truck, I had my phone up, and I'm watching it. Like I set the phone down while I'm changing the doors, and then when I go to pick it up to leave, like I'm done with the doors, and got to grab the phone so I can go put the truck back out in the driveway. And I dropped it, and it fell flat on the ground, and now my screen is shattered. So. That was awesome. Yep. But the truck looked awesome for playing Army. And,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I got someone else to put the shield up on top when we got to the cadre house. They had, I think Lars and John did it while I was doing something else, which was awesome because that thing's heavy and I hate messing with it. So, but I left it on, even though it's like a huge air dam up on top, the machine gun shield. I just left it on so I didn't have to deal with it when I go to the car show Saturday. And then after the car show, this is something else I wanted to talk about. If anyone happens to be around North Carolina, the Franklin Freedom Fest is happening Saturday, August 13th from 3 to 9. With music starting at 7 p.m. It is at 1777 Paths Road. There's a shooting range out there. My friend Perry has, and he got some of the big military tents. So you'll get to see some of those like set up out there at his place. And so what I'm thinking is I'm going to leave town and drive an hour east to the car show, and that'll wrap up around noon. And then y'all get everything packed, and then drive another 40 minutes northeast to Perry's and go to his event and set up, because I'll have all the Gear Report swag and have the tent and I'll just set it all up.
Oh, swag. We have swag?
Well, banners and
okay.
stuff.
I thought we had like swag. I was like, heck yeah, hats and t-shirts. That's what I'm talking about.
I'd like swag.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We got a few. And I actually found I ordered off of eBay a couple different designs, and they weren't as expensive as I thought they might be, and the quality was really good when they came in. So I think so you don't have any Komar Industries flags yet?
I've got a pretty sizable banner that I put up where we go shooting.
Yeah.
Definitely have that. So I got a little bit of swag, got a little bit of stuff. I'll send you some stickers, shirts, stuff.
Wow. All right.
So,
well, if you have something with Velcro, you can see. I
100%.
haven't put a lot on the patch wall yet, but I will.
Yeah, you're a little slack on the patch wall, buddy.
Man, I've got boxes of patches.
I have so many,
but I can't find them. And that'll tell you how bad my office is.
Imagine that.
Now. It's an absolute wreck.
I'll send you some.
Yeah. So I think you're probably just far enough away that you wouldn't want to go to that Freedom Fest thing on Saturday. But I don't know. I mean, that's Franklin, North Carolina is a little bit northeast of Raleigh. So you go from Raleigh a little bit northeast up towards the Virginia border.
There was a massive flood there, probably 20 years ago. Is that right?
I think you're probably thinking down further southeast, but it's up in the area of like Falls Lake when you're getting up towards there.
All right.
I remember Franklin County. I used to fly in and out of Franklin County Airport quite a bit, but back in the day, back when I was still aviating, before I had kids, and was like,
they suck the soul out of you.
Dying. Yeah, I'm gonna end up dying in this plane. I'll be a smoking hole in a field somewhere, because flying is not like riding a bike where you can just hop in and go. The stick and rudder stuff isn't that difficult, but all the other things, your emergency procedures, all of the legal requirements for not running into other planes and whatnot, that stuff, you got to stay current on it. And I hadn't studied it in a while. So I'm going to have to start flying again here in a couple years. And I'm probably just going to have to go back and do ground school again. Like legally, I'm not required to, because I'm a licensed pilot. My license is still there. But I think just for safety, I do that. All right. So you made anything cool lately?
Asking me if I made anything cool?
I am, yeah.
All right, yeah, your audio broke up for a second. So the Franklin flood I was talking about is Franklin, Virginia, not North Carolina. But anyway, I've done a lot of spraying firearms with the duty coat stuff, right. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. The other thing that I've been messing with lately, and I should have thought ahead, speaking of planning ahead, and I texted the guy who was developing it to ask him if it was cool to talk about, and I have not heard back from him. But some
silence is acceptance. You didn't say anything, and that means it's okay.
So, working on some new replacement parts for Glocks.
Neat.
Slide stops, mag releases, that kind of thing, with some new geometry. And so I've been playing with those. I gave him some feedback on a couple of parts, and he sent me new ones out that I just got today, and have not had a chance to check out yet. But had I heard back from him, I would be happy to show them off. but I have not heard back. So I think in order to continue to be privy to his latest developments, I'm gonna not chance that. But I'm assuming that moments after this podcast is done, he'll be like, "Oh, absolutely, show it off. It'll be great." And I'll be like, "Yeah, next time."
It's too late now.
So here we are.
Yeah, we don't mind. We don't mind teasing our audience a bit anyway.
Yeah.
It's cool.
They like it. Yeah, it creates a sense of anticipation.
Yeah. To be honest, it didn't even cross my mind until you probed me for what I wanted to talk about, and I was like, I'd like to talk about that, but probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't.
Right.
I can't imagine him having an issue, but
right.
But here we are.
Yeah.
So,
I couldn't imagine Joe Biden being elected president, but stupid shit happens sometimes,
There we are.
Yep.
Things happen. Things happen.
Things do happen, and last week we kind of got off on a tangent talking about politics and how ridiculous laws were being bandied about, and based on heavy doses of patently, provably, demonstrably false information that was critical to convincing people that it was right to do. So yeah, I don't even want to go down that road again.
Thanks.
So
the coatings are working out pretty well though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun. The application is easy, and the strength is impressive. Somebody, I can't remember who, but somebody was doing a stress test where they were going to coat a barrel and just rapid fire it to destruction, and just keep sending lead down the barrel, and see how it holds up. So they do some direct flame tests and things like that. So those are in progress, but I don't have anything to show off on that.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more expensive than it would have been several years ago.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
I remember there was a time when we were looking at some of the test protocols, and the bigger concern was the cost of the equipment. And then we had this inversion where it's like, okay, now we can't afford the ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2,000 rounds? No, none of that.
I mean, in the last couple of years, I probably turned away 10 different gun review offers where they're like,
you provide the ammo.
Review this gun, and I'm like, well, you got any ammo? Well, no, but you can keep the gun. I'm like, well, without the ammo, it doesn't really help me. Doesn't help you either.
Yep.
Because I mean, I could take the gun, but I can't review it without the ammo, and I damn sure don't have any. So,
yep.
Yeah.
My wife one time stress tested a suppressor for me, unplanned. Apparently, it was not full auto rated. She made that discovery.
Wow.
And now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Now we learn, folks.
Yeah.
It was really quiet until the pop, and then it wasn't quiet anymore. So
Yeah.
there we are.
Yeah.
So,
Well, congrats on having a wife that will stress test your suppressors for you.
Yeah,
Right?
man, that's like a win.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. In her defense, I didn't tell her not to. So here we are. Yeah.
No,
So,
and I legitimately meant that I'm jealous.
yeah.
Mine would never take the initiative and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna go shoot anything, let alone full auto." So that's difficult things. She did go a couple years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago. We went out to Quarter Horse Arms, and Alan gave her kind of an introductory shooting class, which I really appreciated because I knew she didn't really have any interest, and it was just like, here, I'll do this for you. So I really did appreciate that, and it made me feel better because at least now she knows like what things not to touch because they may go bang. So we have a base level of competence to prevent anything bad happening by accident. However, now we have a skill set that could, you know, I'm just saying she does have a life insurance policy on me. So, yeah. So
Oh,
maybe
boy.
that wasn't a good skill set to encourage, but
You'd be all right.
I'm sure
Probably.
nothing like that would ever happen.
100%. Yeah, mine was shooting before we got together, and now has access to substantially more options.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she. Yeah, at one point she said she had interest in a 380, but wasn't sure which one. And a couple of days later, UPS shows up at the door. The benefits of having an FFL, right? UPS guy shows up at the door, and she had the 380 buffet, and so it was cool.
That is cool. Man. All right, now I'm depressed. So that brings me back to this item on my list here.
Just start drinking.
I need to start drinking. I mean,
It's an evening time event. You can start slow, a couple in the evening. You may sleep better.
See, for everyone else, they don't get the humor in this discussion. TJ's known me for decades, and he's known for decades that I don't drink because I'm an overachiever. And I'm like, hey, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And
it bites you in the ass all the time.
It does. Yeah.
Never my fault.
Usually not. Usually it's my poor judgment. Well, I mean, it's always my poor judgment. Sometimes it's that I choose to trust people that shouldn't be trusted.
Well, very few people look back and wish they'd only had a few more beers, right?
Audio.
Right. You generally, okay, maybe you're one of those.
I've underachieved a couple times. I was like, God, I could have drank so much more.
This is probably not the right play.
I had to leave early.
Oh, my goodness.
God.
Well, those PTA meetings, you got to walk the line when you go to those.
I hated any kind of school board stuff. I had a couple before. A couple in the parking lot.
Yep. Well, so things we have successfully shut down all the comments apparently because I haven't seen anything come up in a while. So I see there's still people out there. So I'm going to make last call for comments out.
They're all ordering the bottle cap shooter.
Yeah. I don't
blame them.
I'm going to have to get one of those.
You drink bottled beer.
I don't have that, but I've got a fleet of the bug assaults.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of the bug assaults too.
I've got one.
I've got a fleet. I bought a bulk pack at SHOT one year, and I had so many of them. And I brought some to a multi-family Outer Banks beach trip. Right, you get the big house, whatever. And we had them staged on the different deck levels. So whenever we were eating out there and the flies would come around, we were good to go. And it got to the point where someone was caught using barbecue sauce to bait the flies. So would legit just run a strip of barbecue sauce on the deck railing and then just sit back.
Yep.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's not really neat. Are they illegal in New York State?
Probably.
Yep.
I mean, you saw the recent thing where somewhere
high
in New
capacity.
Yeah.
They banned the little gel guns. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So funny.
They said
They're all
they
excited.
had some sort of mechanical compressed air system, which made it an air gun, which made it illegal. And
you could slightly injure your eye.
It was a police department patting themselves on the back for taking one of these dangerous gel guns off the street, and I'm like,
yeah.
You people even read this shit when you write it? Like, seriously? You're saving your community from these?
This is crazy.
So I saw on
messed up world.
The Amazon reviewer, the Vine reviewer program that I'm in, offered the last couple days. They've offered a couple of those kind of gel guns, and I haven't requested one. Oh, and I'm scrolling through and I don't see it now.
Oh,
it is probably somewhere else. They had it in.
You missed it.
There's a little tailored section that where they go based on what we have done before and what we look at, they suggest items, and they had popped up on there. And I was like, oh, it's like Amazon, you get me. But now I don't see it. So maybe someone claimed all of them and I just missed
Probably people in New York who lost theirs.
All right, I got I got to show you. I'm scrolling through Amazon Vine now because I'm addicted to scrolling Amazon.
Yeah, you do have a problem.
I do.
Yeah, I can't sleep, and then suddenly I've got 12 Prime boxes showing up, maybe a pallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truck just stops, and the guy's like, all like pissed at the world when he shows up at the house. Like,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
not this guy
So
again.
I was scrolling, right? I'm on the page scrolling, and I get to this one, and I'm like, okay, that's just funny
Nice.
because I have perpetual middle school humor where, I find the "I love Uranus"
As do I.
sticker to be hilarious. So, yeah. And it kind of bugs me at
And it's
times.
coming to my house.
Yeah. Now that one would go to Snob's house
Yes.
because I heard a rumor that he's so gay he can't drive straight.
I've heard that once or twice.
Yeah. At least that's what his wife said. So
One
yeah,
more
I don't know.
time, it makes it true.
I'm not judging anyone, or that's not true at all. I'm okay. My commitment to the audience and to everyone is that I will be honest, like all the time. And sometimes you won't like it, but I will be honest. And the truth is that was a lie. Yeah. So, but everyone knew that. That's
I like to say I'm not here to judge. I'll do it while I'm here, but that's not what I'm here for.
yeah. I mean, and
I can multitask.
yeah,
That's
exactly. I mean, I've told people before, the polite thing to do would be to say, I'm not judging you, but we both know I am. And they just look at me like, wait, what just happened? Yeah, but we all know it's true. It's true all the time. People just don't want to admit it. So I'd rather just be open and say, hey, I know you're judging me too, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
I saw you walk around me at the street.
Your opinion doesn't matter to me, so judge all you like. I don't care.
That's the way I live life. I could give a rat's ace what anybody else thinks.
Yep.
I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to have a good time.
Here you go. Tonight, you're to celebrate. It's all right.
I'm already in vacation mode. I've been listening to freaking reggae music all day. I knocked out a couple jobs. I've been drinking for 4 or 5 hours. It's a good day.
That's awesome.
Tomorrow is like I've got a little bit of stuff to do, car maintenance, oil change, oil filter, stuff like that. I got to change the rear brake pads, so I got a little bit of stuff to do. But after that, done. Loading up, getting the fishing gear.
Yep.
Getting my car done. I'm taking the ARX.
Nice.
I'm gonna have I got the light and the optic on it, so I'm like, yeah.
So here's talking about your guns, about your review guns, no less. The DB57.
Mm-hmm.
That, as far as you know, I'm not bitter that you got that gun and not me. As far as you know, there was a question on the video about will it take drum mags, and I was sitting here thinking, does anyone make drum mags?
An FN57 drum mag? I have not seen one that I know of.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's go.
What mags does it take? Because I remember there were some options.
Oh, it takes the 5.7. It takes the FN 5.7 mags.
But
their
mags,
mags.
the Ruger. So they have mags, and you can use FN or you can use theirs. You can't use the Ruger. Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a Ruger.
Well, I know they talked about that at one point, and I just couldn't remember.
I would assume all the people who make a 5.7 would just copy the FN mag. So, but probably not because they want proprietary, so they can make more money.
Could be. Yeah. I thought they said they talked to Ruger and to make sure they had compatibility between them.
Yeah,
but,
I think it
but
might
I
have
could
been.
be mixing it up. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I want to answer, but I don't want to say the wrong thing, and I just don't know.
I don't
So
think I've seen a 5.7 drum mag ever,
I
because I would probably have one
Yeah.
for the DBX 5.7 that
Yep.
you really didn't want.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that if enough people want it, that there will be an option available via Comar Industries at some point.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Sure, why not?
I would want one. Just saying.
Yeah.
That would look epic. A little mini drum mag under that DBX 5.7.
That would be kind of neat.
That would be
Yeah, and it would weigh fully loaded. It would
nothing.
weigh. It would weigh 5 pounds, maybe
The
7
ammo
pounds.
would cost more than the mag.
But it'd be
in
like
there.
Yes.
$600.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
it's coming down. I mean, I've got Frogbones has it, and it's down to like 30 something bucks. I think
Mhm.
it's still too much for me to pay. I'm just
That,
like,
that reminds me, I gotta talk to. I have to talk to our ammo supplier because I need 10 millimeter. And I requested some 10 millimeter, and I was told we don't have any in stock, but let me see what I can find. Like if they've shipped.
you got the 10 millimeter. Yeah, you've been getting a lot of cool guns here lately.
Well, because that's all I will take. Like if it's not exceedingly cool, I'm not going to make time for it. I don't have time for any of them. I
Yeah.
have to make time, and if I'm going to make time, it better be
Better
awesome.
be cool. I know.
Because otherwise, I have too many things I should be doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
But I think that's kind of one of the goals when you get into this business is to get to the point where you can be selective and, you know, without being a douche about it, but just where you can get to the point of saying, I only have X amount of hours in the day. I can only take so many of these to do. If I can only review 5 guns this year, they better all be awesome. You know, that's a short list. That's not many guns to review. So, you know, to get on that list, they're gonna have to be impressive.
I'll review the friggin' Altor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have to go pick it up off the ground. So that's where Snob
Every
leaves
time.
it. Yep. Yep. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thanks for all the folks who were active in the chat earlier before they bailed on us. I don't feel I don't have abandonment issues, so I'm okay. But so things I want to talk about. It looks like 2 of my kids might be doing this kind of nerd chat type thing. One of them likes that description. The other one is like, I do not want it to be called that. And so who knows? I don't know what they're going to call it, but it looks like
send us the link. Send me the link so I can watch.
They may be doing that on Monday evenings, and if anyone is into that kind of stuff and wants to join them, I'm sure that they could make room. It was funny, they had someone request the link to join so they could send them some pictures, and I was very proud because I'm out in the garage watching how they're dealing with this, and they're talking about it, and they're like, yeah, sorry, we don't know you, so we're not doing that.
Right, there you go. I'm talking about.
And they literally said, well, if Jeff was here and he'd say, yes or no, because they knew I knew some of the people there. I knew a local guy.
We don't know you.
Commenting. And I told him, I was like, if Fred ever wants to come on the show, he's fine. Fred is safe. And Honcho Fett popped in and he was making some comments. I was like, Honcho will be fine. Either of them, that's fine. A couple other people. If Alan ever wants to join, talk about that stuff, that'll be fine. But someone we don't know, do not give them the link to even get to the green room because they're probably going to send you dick pics, and that's just, we don't need that. Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, that's not what I would do. That's not what
we're not here to shame anybody.
Yeah.
We're not here to shame anybody.
You want to send some
So as predicted, as predicted, when I said that I was probably going to hear back from my guy just after we finished.
Yeah.
I was a little bit off because I just heard back from him, and he's like, "Yeah, cool, go ahead." And so, yeah, the company's Invoke, and it is takedown levers, takedown pins, mag releases, and slide stops for the block platforms. The ones that I'm looking at right now are the for the Glock 19 and for the 43 are the two models that are being looked at right now. So I've got those. I'm playing with them, and maybe in the future we'll maybe next week maybe ready. But at some point in the future, I can come by and I guess I'll need to talk to you about how you show firearms parts. I think last time when I showed non-firearm items that were coded or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, so I have. It depends on how I feel. For the longest time, I tell people don't touch anything, and then it seems like the trend is more of a.
You say the disclaimer.
If you are just handling firearms and you give no context, then that gives YouTube heartburn. And so the thing is, this is a moving target. It depends on who is evaluating. They have people who hate guns, and if you even say the word gun, it's like they got their finger on the button to ban you.
We're big.
But then there are others who are like, as long as it's safe, they don't care. They just don't want anyone to get shot, or you to instruct people to do things that they believe people shouldn't do. So if it's just showing, like I had a bag of guns sitting here a couple weeks ago at my feet that I'd pick up and show, but before everyone, I'd say, you know what? We're in a safe environment. They're all empty. They're all unloaded. There's no ammo near them. There's no way that these can fire. And then, show them. And I think in that context, you know what? I'm probably going to get banned now that I'm talking about it. But
I've seen a lot of people do them that way.
I haven't gotten any complaints from YouTube. I haven't gotten any strikes or anything. So it appears that either they're just not paying attention or they're okay with it. And that's what I had heard, is as long as you give that context that what you're doing is safe, that you're okay. And that's kind of the same for recorded videos as well. Like they don't necessarily want you, they don't want to see live firing guns, but handling, as long as you're not where they can be fired, is okay, I guess. But even the firing stuff, they can still flag you. They can still flag you at any time anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. They can do whatever they want. It's their platform. But you're less likely for it to be an ongoing issue if you've given context so that they know. If it's you just look like some redneck running around town shooting up stuff, they're going to ban you. But if you give the context that this is a closed course and I'm running through a series of targets that we've staged on a closed course and everything's safe, and we have a range safety officer running everything, then the exact same action can be okay because they have the context to know that you're not demonstrating something patently unsafe.
Right. Yeah, I've got a strike because when GGD and I were building the code for the Ghost Gunner to mill the P80, one of the early ones, I had a video and I put it on YouTube and had it private or unpublished, but it wasn't public. And I just was sending the link to a couple people to show the firing, to watch that process. We wanted to video the first ones to see if we could catch anything, right? And capture that data. And they dinged me on it. And it was like actually about 3 years after it had been up there, unpublished the whole time, 25 views, right? Whatever. And they dinged me, and I had the chance to appeal. And so I appealed and was like, hey, man, like everything you just said, close course, safe, everything's cool. What do you want? And the response was no. And I was like, all right, right, cool.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's their platform. That's it's their rules. So they could be like, well, we don't like the gray shirt you were wearing. Oh,
yeah.
All right, cool. So
yeah,
it's what it is. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I can not be your first ding if you don't have any. But I would love to show the stuff off. And now I've got somewhat of a green light. I'll be talking to him more between now and then. But if you're interested in having it on there, I'll bring it on and show it off.
Why not? Yeah, that'd be cool. And
definitely.
Just
who cares if Jess gets a strike?
Well, I do have to be a little bit mindful, at least, of the idea that, like with the new Gear Report Firearms channel, if I wanted to get it monetized, I need to not get any strikes. But yeah, they set it up. Yeah. Wait a second. But I may request this gel blaster is available on Amazon Vine. I may request that and do a video just talking about how, how could New York ban this, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to request one of these.
I like that. I like that folding stock a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
An overfolder.
Yeah. Yeah, man, $59. That's well, I mean, I'll have to pay tax value on that. There you go. That's how I request things to review on Amazon, right there. All right, we'll put that away for now. Yeah, and yeah. If you're in the Vine program, so I would encourage people to go find, if you have a few minutes and you want to go help TJ out, go to Amazon reviews and look for Thomas Persichetti and go click that all of his reviews are helpful. Go through each one and click helpful.
They are helpful.
We'll get him in the Vine program.
Some of the products sucked, and I'd let you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an Amazon review. If it sucks, it sucks. Like, this thing didn't work or it didn't fit. Said it would fit, it didn't. Okay, done.
Yeah.
No skin off my back. I mean, I've got a car part sitting here that I ordered, and they said this is what it's for. It's not what it's for. Crappy Amazon review.
Yeah. Well, and then return it too.
Was that a solvent? Was that a lawnmower solvent trap by any chance?
No. I wouldn't return that.
Just asking.
What was that? Who's at the door? What?
Huh, the dog was barking a moment ago and was no longer barking. That's weird.
Yeah.
I think I am. Do you have in the audio controls, do you have the auto adjust mic volume on?
Me?
Yeah. Because it seems like it gets loud and then it cuts out on my end.
I did not have
I
did not have auto adjust. Now I do have auto adjust.
This is my
so that'll keep it from peeking out.
Right.
My Windows switch for my Volkswagen.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Not the right one.
When I was getting my FFL, I did comment to the inspector when he was coming out and making the appointment. I did comment that I don't have a dog, but my neighbor does. Is that good enough? As it turns out, they didn't think that was funny.
No.
I did, and years later, I still do.
Yeah.
But
again, we're getting some. It'll be fun this year at SHOT Show at the ATF booth.
Yeah.
If you are nice to them, I'm gonna keep walking because I know you like to try to be nice, and I'm like, why?
I've got the patches I'm making.
You should give them hell. You should be
like, I'm going to drop off 100 patches at their booth and say, you got between me and Ghost and Clover, it's going to be the most popular booth ever.
Somebody last year at SHOT had a bunch of bags of dicks, and the little candies and dropped them. Just kept swinging by and like dropping them
them
on
off.
the ATF booth. Yeah,
Huh.
That's awesome.
somebody did that.
I think that is a good
We're
theme
not
for us to end
naming
the
any
show on.
names.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and shut it down and come back to the Gear Report channel and the Gear Report Firearms channel. We're going to simulcast on both of those.
Yeah, subscribe to
hey,
that stuff.
if you didn't know, we're on Twitch and we're on Twitter. Apparently, it
We're on
says
Twitter.
we're sending it to Twitter. I didn't even know
We're on
you
Twitter.
could do long videos on Twitter, but apparently we're sending video there. I should go watch it sometime, see if it actually works. And
I have
we're
no idea.
on.
I think
We're on
Facebook.
another one. We're on
Facebook.
Facebook. Yep, we're on another one too. I can't
Rumble?
remember what the
No.
other one. No, we should be on Rumble. We're on the one that I always forget the name. Dang. But I need to go create new accounts to back up all the others on that other platform that I can never remember the name. Anyhow, we're all over the place. So go check out some of the different platforms.
Odyssey.
Odyssey, that one. Yep. We spawn copies of everything that goes up to YouTube, gets picked up on Odyssey and Gunstreamer.
Oh, do you see it?
I don't know if YouTube is
Twitter.
so it's still going. Check that out.
It's on Twitter.
We've only been doing that for like a year and a half, and or a year maybe. Actually, it hasn't been a year. We just started doing Twitter when we moved to this Melon platform, didn't we? So 6 months maybe.
Yeah, because you could stream to way more than you could at StreamYard.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's why we jumped ship.
Yep. With that, and it was dirt cheap.
I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna say it, but you beat me to it. So.
Yep. All right. So, on behalf of Mike Pappas and his crappy green Bonneville, I would like to say thank you for coming. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure, both of you guys joining the show. For everyone who participated and watched, we really appreciate that as well. Come back next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time on any of those platforms. But if I could ask for a favor, go to Gear Report Firearms, because we need to build watch time there.
I should be in rare form.
That would help us the most. Yeah, if you show up. We'll see if TJ shows up. This is the big. We're going to take bets next week on if TJ shows up.
I may just be in the chat. I might not have to figure out on my phone, because I'll have to use my phone.
Yeah. All right. So come back next week and see what happens there. Until then, we'll see you at the range. We get up right up at the camera there. Oh, where's the button? There we go.